I would like to welcome everyone to this broadcast of the final quarterfinal match of the Division II One Tri League playoffs. And, you know, I know right now there's a Sunday night football game going on. And I know that all of you guys could be watching that. But you know what? Why watch that? We have primetime Kart right here. What more could you ask for? Why doesn't NBC air this instead? That's what I want to ask. But anyways, let's do a quick introduction to the two players here. The number 3 seed in Division 2, we have SlimMK64, the real Slim. Still question whether he's the real Slim Shady, but you know. He went through this league season with a respectable 4-2 record, and he's obviously mathematically the favorite here. But anyways, he is currently ranked 57th on the Mario Kart 64 leaderboards, found at MarioKart64.com. And he is currently at 29 out of 32 God times. So he is one of our players right on the verge of hitting that overall God mark. So be on the lookout for that. And he is playing, however, he will be playing on NTSC today. His normal system that he's been driving on is PAL, but he did get pretty far up in the rankings on NTSC, so he is familiar with it. And on the other side, we got iMathII, the 6th seed. His record looks, at least a little bit to be desired. He was 1-5 in the league. He is close in rank to Slim. He is ranked 76th overall in the rankings. You may recognize the name, however, from a recent Mario Kart Double Dash Summoning Salt video, and his prowess just across all the kart games, ranked 8th in the combined kart rankings. But he is going to be put to quite a challenge here today. Slim is quite the karter, and he has been actively playing NTSC as of late, so he is even more in practice than he normally would be. And I think with all those factors in play, we are going to have a very exciting match for all of you. With that, I do have one thing that we got to go here, and since both of our competitors today are Canadian, I ask at this time for all of you to please stand and remove your caps, and we will have the playing of the Canadian national anthem.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free, from far and wide. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And with that, let's quickly go into what we have at stake here. I will pull up here the Division 2 playoff bracket. You can see some of the matches have already been played. Gianni had a 3-0 set sweep over the 7-seed Darius, and he has locked into the semifinals. And we had, I guess, the first numerical upset of the playoffs, with Ashley taking a 3-1 victory over Haddock. But as you can see, some of these semifinal spots are not filled in because the result of this match determines who will be going where. If Slim wins, he will move on to face Gianni in the semifinals, and Ashley will be playing Max, aka MK64 MF. But if Rob pulls the upset, he will be playing Max, with Ashley going on to face Gianni. And with that all being covered, let's quickly go over the rules of our One Try League. And this match It'll be a best of 5 sets. Each set is going to be a best of 7 tracks. In the first set, we'll have the higher seeded player, which is Slim, get first pick. And in the following sets, the person that lost the previous set gets the pick first. Each player also has access to 2 jokers during this match. They have a fast lap joker, which means when they pull out on a course, they will only be racing the first lap of that course. And the shortcut joker allows a player to race a course with any of the shortcuts or glitches that are available on that course, rather than just having to drive it normally. And with covering all those rules, I believe we are about to get started here. Let's make sure we have our player audios in check. And I think one of my streams might have disappeared. What happened here? It somehow just flipped around which was which. I don't really know how that happened, but that's quite interesting. That was pretty interesting technology. So now we are going to have a slight delay as the croppings got reversed here. Unbelievable. I apologize for this, guys. This shouldn't be too bad. I just need to check this. 272, 395, 3. 395, 3. It literally just flipped which player was in which stream, but I have never seen that happen before. That was so weird. Sorry for the quick delay, but we should be back up and running in just a second. So what happens when I take my eye off the match screen for just a second, we get all right. Yes, it appears they are both on JP 1.0. So without further ado, Slim is the one that is going to get first pick in this match. And we'll get both players ready momentarily here. Again, I want to thank you all for being here. And I want to remind you that today's match is brought to you by Daniel Burbank's Furniture Store. This couch slaps. And I will update you on the pick as soon as I get one. And Slim makes the pick, and we are going to be heading to a driving heavy course right off the bat. We're going to be headed to Toad's Turnpike. Now this course, there is not anything super exciting going on, but it's just going to be a lot of fast emptying, who can take the best lines, and who can avoid the traffic on the road. All these giant trucks and stuff that come out of nowhere. We got them synced up, and we are off, both players going for the start boost slide as per normal. Rob almost hitting a bus right off the bat. That would have been a little unfortunate. Doing a little bit of kart dancing there, but as I said, this course, it's mostly flat. There's a little downhill section here, but it is mostly flat, mostly just who can drive the better lines, and these are the kinds of courses that would favor Slim as the higher ranked player, which means in general he would be driving the faster times. But the thing is, on Toad's Turnpike, when you're driving this on a one try, sometimes you're a little bit slower than your normal time trial pace might be. As we see here, actually Rob takes the half-second lead to start off lap 1 here. And Rob's going to go very aggressive there. He's going to go for the bus shroom. We will likely see Slim use a more conservative first shroom here, right around the Nintendo sign. And he does. Rob technically did bonk the end of his, but nothing crazy. But as I was saying, if you get a little bit behind your normal time trial pace, it can put you in a spot where the traffic is in a slightly different position that you don't necessarily expect, and also the slower you go on this course, the traffic all bunches up at the very end of lap 3, and it can get really disgusting there. Rob gains about another 0.08, so he's probably about 0.6 seconds ahead at this point. So unless he hits a vehicle, which I have just now implemented the commentator's curse, or Slim just drives absolutely out of his mind, Rob is in a very comfortable position right now. But, like I said, commentator's curse can be deadly, so let's see if that comes into play. Players probably going to be a little more cautious with SSMTs through all these vehicles, and Rob is going to run away with this one. 231.35 to 232.53. And well, I was about to say what a start for the Canadian, but that doesn't really apply here, seeing as they are both Canadian. What a run for the younger of the two Canadians, I suppose. And with that, Rob's going to take the early lead, and we are going to see what his strategy is. I wonder where he's going to take us with this 1-0 track lead. And Rob is taking us, interestingly, to another driving course. He's going to be taking us to Wario Stadium, which is the second longest course in the game, and potentially the most technical track in the game. The game. Nice. There are lots of weird MT angles and hills and weird spots you can gain and lose time. So did my pause not work? Whoops. I might be a little bit off on this one because I clicked pause to sync it with the light. It didn't work. But anyways, with this one, there's going to be a more standardized shroom strat. They will both be attempting to use all three of their shrooms going over this large hill that they're approaching. And Both players, they take it actually fairly tight, but probably about the best way you can take it. And let's see, are any of them going to hit this flip-flop MT? And it looks like both of them, I think, hit the second part. I don't know if any of them got the first part, but Rob gets hit with a tumble, and so he has to shroom immediately out of that. So shroom advantage goes to Slim here. And yeah, Rob's going to find himself in a little bit of trouble with that. He's going to need a similar mistake out of Slim if he wants to get himself back into this. But yeah, that is the one part I forgot to mention about this track. That little kind of back and forth MT that we call the flip-flop MT is pretty rough to hit and can be pretty damaging if you don't get it. Slim there, even with only using one shroom, it was 0.09 ahead after lap 1. So Rob finding himself again in quite a difficult spot. He's going to have to make up a lot of time, and he's going to have to do it with one less shroom, which is a tall order for anyone. He's gonna... Interestingly, I didn't see what happened there to Slim. Slim forgoes his second shroom over the normal spot. I don't know if he came up with a poor angle. It was out the corner of my eye, I didn't see it. Rob has to forego the flip-flop there. And I think missed the MT coming out of it as well. So far, aside from that, one early tumble from Rob, the driving here has looked pretty solid MT speed, pretty solid lines across the board. Does look like neither of these players have used their shroom here. And Slim gains about another half second and still has that shroom advantage. Heck, I'm wondering, did he, if it wasn't for the reason of an angle, did he perhaps save that shroom? Is he feeding off the information I'm giving on splits and wants to be able to more accurately compare where he is? I'm not quite sure, but we shall have to see why this time Rob takes a very aggressive shroom and gets rewarded. Slim obviously uses his shroom there, and Rob does get the flip-flop. I think it's going to still be rough because it looks like they're maybe about even right now, but Slim has a shroom he can use here. And so, depending on my sync, this has actually turned out closer than I thought it would. Oh, and we have a little bonk off the wall there by Slim. That's going to cost him. That might bring Rob right back into this. Right around the final turn. And it does 343.42 against a 344.28 from Slim. And what a comeback from a mistake that looked like it was going to be very costly early for Rob. And that last lap was quite phenomenal. Rob gained a second and a half in the last lap there. I don't really know where that came from, but that driving was ridiculous. He took like I said, his shroom was really tight. He nailed the flip-flop. Everything went right for him on that lap 3. Ooh, and we got another interesting pick coming in here from Slim. And Slim is going to take us to the Cousin Special. We're going to Choco Stupid Mountain. And I don't know if anyone in the chat is ready to sing or not, but Choco Stupid Mountain is on the table. And why do we call it Choco Stupid Mountain? Well, because there's just something very odd about this course in that a lot of the walls will give you some questionable physics. Some of them won't affect you at all. I better actually sync properly this time. There we go. Okay. But some of the walls you can bounce off, nothing will happen. Some of them, you'll bounce off and they'll slow you down a little bit. Some of them will slow you down a lot, and some of them will just completely make you come to a complete stop. And see, Kazan is a skips player. He has to deal with the shortcut side of things, which introduces even more questionable behavior from the terrain on this course. And we have a 0.11 lap 1 lead for Rob. Slim does have a shroom advantage. It looks like he's using a slightly different strat. Rob has gone for 2 on this lap. I'm going to guess Slim is going to save his for lap 3. It really is interchangeable, so it's not anything crazy. Slim does get the good hills there. Rob gains another 0.11. He is 0.22 ahead. Don't knock 0-1-2 till you try it. That's what I did for a while. But there's a lot of reasoning going into it. But anyways, these guys are both looking pretty clean on this track, but I think Rob still just has the edge here, although there is the shroom advantage here, so we'll have to see what role that plays. They are coming pretty tight as we come to this line. It could come down to the hills. Rob gets bad hills, Slim gets good hills, and that might have been the difference right there. That's a 0.18 victory for Slim. Slim with an insane lap 3, even faster than that 32.98 lap 2 split from Rob, and so we now have Slim on the board. Oh wait, I can't really hit save on the layout if I don't select a track. There we go. Now Slim is officially on the scoreboard. That was pretty sick. And with that, we have Rob coming back with the pick. And he still does have the 2-1 track lead at this point. And let's see how he continues to play with the lead. Is he going to take us to a driving track, or is he going to take us to something a little more variance-based? And there's our answer. We are going to go a little more variance-heavy. We are going to, as Sketchy would call it, Donkey Jungle Park. And this course is pretty notorious for its levels of variance. The ramp jump can be a crapshoot, because if you angle too far to the left, you end up in the river, and that'll cost you probably about... I can't remember what the cost is on NTSC anymore, but it'll cost you a significant amount of time. You have to deal with, you're not exactly playing with full frames here, because this lags the game a little bit. The cave climb at the very end of each lap can be difficult. Let's see how aggressively these players take the jump. Both take it very conservatively. They just want to successfully land. I think Slim got a slightly better line through the grass there. Let's see how they take this cut. You can get caught on the plant on that cut too, and that can kill your run. These guys are looking fairly even, but like I said, it looks like Slim has the slight edge. Rob does take a more aggressive cut up the cave, but it is Slim coming out with the half-second lead after lap 1. And Rob gets a rough climb out the ramp there, and he did bonk too, but he is still going to make it. These little mistakes, though, are probably adding up on Rob's side, and he is falling farther and farther behind Slim. Slim's building a pretty nice lead for himself here. And Rob's ending up in the grass. He's going to hit by one of the villagers. No, this is not Minecraft, but, I think actually there, Rob did gain 0.15 despite all that on that lap. So not the cleanest lap from Slim either. This is probably the most aggressive jump for both of them so far. Rob does get caught behind the tree and does not get the MT. That's going to hand some massive time over to Slim, and I'm seeing a lot of dropped MTs on Rob's side here as we're coming down the stretch run. But Slim does still have the cave climb to go. And he does not tumble. Neither does Rob, but unfortunately it was not enough. And Rob with the fake PR there. Pretty impressive. 155.88 out of Slim there versus the 157.06 from the Math Man. So pretty sizable victory, and just like that, the advantage has shifted back over to Slim as he has 2 of the next 3 picks with the tracks even. These guys have just been putting on a show so far. And, you know, I'm here for all of it. I was excited that their match was going to fall at a time that I could be here to commentate, because I knew these guys would give you guys a treat of a match, and that has been nothing but the truth so far. And Slim doing what I would expect him to do in his situation as the higher ranked player. He's taking us to another driving based track in Royal Raceway. And Royal Raceway is similar to stuff like Toad's Turnpike in that it is, you know, favors the better driver. But there is a little bit of wackiness to it. You can potentially bonk the fence on the shroom spot, which can kill a lot of time. The hairpin, I guess it would be called. And there's this little, well, actually, speaking of hairpins, this little grass hill that you have to hop over can cause nightmares. Both players make it over safely. I think Slim got a little more air though, so I think he had the better cut. Both players fairly successful. Let's see how they attack this shroom spot here. Looks like I think Rob had the slightly more aggressive shroom. No one balked the wall. Slim dropped an MT there, doing a little bit of a cart dance. Wonder if it was the Macarena. But anyways, coming around the final couple turns here. Looks like we had a couple dropped MTs by both players there. Rob ahead by 0.14 after lap 1. These guys looking pretty insane so far here. Nice hill cuts by both of these players, no one in danger of hitting the wall. Notice that Slim has been adding an extra MT there. That's actually a rough one to gain time with sometimes. I'm not good enough to be able to analyze that, but we are in a position now. Rob has actually what looks like a pretty sizable lead based on when they both landed from the ramp jump here. I don't know if I missed a slowdown there for Slim. So 48.65 versus a 49.26. So that's about a 0.8, 0.9 lead for Rob here. So he can consider driving the rest of this fairly conservatively, and he should be able to come away with a win. Does miss an MT there, but again, the deficit here is still pretty sizable, as you can see by the ramp timing by both of these players. And Slim goes for the hill hop. You know, respect where respect is due. That was That's a more recent strat here that has come out. And it is quicker if hit properly. It is a tough one to hit. I think it may have just been one of those where he knew it was over and he was going for it for the lulz. But in any case, we have a 3-2 set or track lead here for Rob, and it is pick. So let's see where we're going. Oh, and Rob is taking us to maximum variance here. He is taking us to Moo Moo Farm. Where, and why do I call this maximum variance? Well, the train itself is annoying enough to drive over and to reliably hit your MTs. But if that wasn't enough, you have holes all over the course where moles will pop out and try to ruin your day. And if that wasn't bad enough, these moles are also completely RNG. So I hope you've said your prayers to RNGesus today, because you're going to need it. And both players go very conservatively outside the moles here, understandably so. And we see about a 0.3 lead there. I kind of missed the end digits for Slim. Rob had some rough MTs there towards the end, cost him some time. Slim looking to maintain or even build on that lead. And both players still going very safe around that last mole patch. And that lap almost identical, so Slim essentially keeps his lead. He gains 0.01. So Rob would either need an insane lap here, or needs Slim to hit a mole. And he just takes it safe through the moles. And we get an insane lap 3. Wow. That was a pretty sick closer, and that is set number 1 to the underdog. That was pretty phenomenal right there. Comes back from a 0.3 deficit after lap 2. Neither player hits a mole, and Rob just makes up the whole deficit on lap 3 with a 24.88. How many lap 3 comebacks are we going to have in this match? I think that's 3 in the first set. So if that's any indication of what's to follow, we have a set victory going iMathI's way. And with that, we are going to have Slim, once again, getting first pick for the set. Now, they cannot reuse any of the tracks that they've already played, except for a shortcut joker. Shortcut joker can be anything. The tracks will reset in set 3. Or I should say, the players cannot pick a track that they picked last set. The opposing player can pick a track that was picked. But we are going to Koopa Troopa Beach here. We got some more variants to deal with. Yes, thank you, Sketchy, for answering the question on the rules of sets and points and all that. And Koopa Troopa Beach, there are crabs that are RNG on this course, but those are not the major concern. The major concern is the ramp jump that, you know, if you don't make this, you lose considerable amounts of time. You can see at top levels of gameplay, you would see players MTing off that ramp. You don't usually see that in one tries though, due to the variable nature of it, but we have a 0.05 lead for Slim after lap 1 here. It's interesting actually to see the higher ranked player kind of going for a more RNG based track. You saw so far the lines here on lap 2 are looking, I think, better out of Rob than they are out of Slim, but we'll see. Oh, but see, as you can see, even with a crab hit, Rob gains about 0.3, but that crab hit, I think, pretty much evens it back up. So that was killer. Rob had potential to be in cruise control at that point. But as you can see now, they are neck and neck coming around this final turn. And I forgot about the fact that Slim had shroom advantage. So that is unfortunately going to cost Rob that crab hit. I didn't actually notice the shroom. That was my fault. It was still impressively close considering that. That's just how that lap 2 out of Rob, like I said, even with the crab hit, made that time interesting. But it still comes back to bite him in the end, and Slim is out to the early 1-0 track lead in this second set. And let's see how Rob plays from an early track deficit. Oh yeah, and yeah, okay, so the way track selection works is basically every 2 sets the track pool resets. So like if someone picks something in set 1, they cannot pick it again until set 3. Or if someone picks something in set 1 or 2, it cannot be picked again until set 3, I should say. And Rob is going to be taking us to Sherbetland. This course does have a lot of driving elements, but the 2 biggest factors in this course, and I almost forgot, I'm going to have to sync these up. One second. There we go. One of the ones is, you'll see right here, is these crack jumps. How aggressively you take those. Take them too aggressively, you end up in the water. And the other factor is these penguins you see scattered throughout the course. They are on a cycle, but obviously, depending on how fast you're going through this, will determine if you're getting a good cycle or not. These players finish pretty close to the same. Slim with about a 10th second lead here. Rob gets caught up not quite getting the MT there, unfortunately. We'll have to see. Will any player... Oh, and Rob gets caught on a penguin. That is going to prove pretty costly here unless Slim ends up in the water, which I know he has the stream on right now, so he probably hears me saying this, and so he's probably going to play very conservatively the rest of this race. Rob has to take all the cuts there. You see he goes for a big crack jump. I don't think we will see anyone. Will we see anyone become a member of the FTG today? And so 139.31 out of Slim there. And a 144.33 from Rob. And Slim has the 2-0 track lead. The early gap here. And you can tell right now, Slim was not happy with how that first set went. He had a couple nice races, but in the end, Rob came out victorious, and Slim is coming back here saying, "Nuh-uh, not in my house. I'm the real Slim Shady, and I'm going to show you why right now." And look at this. We are getting a large raid into the chat. Speed Gaming 6 is coming here live. You guys are joining in on the Mario Kart 64 One Try League quarterfinals of Division 2. The match between Slim and iMath. Just to recap right now, iMath has the 1-0 set lead. It is a best of 5 sets. But in the second set, Slim has roared back and he has won 2 tracks in a row. And with all that being said, the next pick is Slim, and he is taking us to Banshee Boardwalk, which is a heavily driving-based course as well, but there are a lot of places without rails where players can potentially fall into the water. And there is a little indoor bat house section. Oh wow, I messed that up. Where perhaps the most difficult set of 4 MTs in a row in the game exists. There's also varying shroom strats you could see here. Let's see. We see both players are going for this drop shroom here. That is the standard shroom spot in the 3-lap, but it is sometimes seen as difficult for like 1 tries, and you'll instead see players shroom around this turn here at the end. So both are possible. Let's see what we got on these times coming in. iMath with almost a 0.3 second lead there after lap 1. So perhaps Rob now being the one saying, "Hey, I don't like being down 2-0. And he's trying to make a statement right here on his opponent's pick, which would be a great start to getting him back in the set. But as I said, he does clip a wall there, and that is going to cost him some time, and that at minimum evens this up, if not perhaps puts Slim back in the lead. Well, actually, I spoke too soon. Rob still came out ahead on that lap, so he's now about 0.35 ahead. And my phone is buzzing because there's an Amber Alert. That's a shame. I'm watching Kart. Well, commentating Kart. Even closer. Oh, and that is a very unfortunate shroom occurrence there for Rob. He bonked the wall and he tried to go for the ambitious shroom anyway. And I think that might be enough to give Slim the victory here. He was ahead the whole race, but that lap 3 shroom was killer. And Slim takes a comfortable lead in this set now. As he is now taken it to 3-0, and he is already at set point here on Rob's second pick of set 2. Again, I'd like to thank you all for being here and watching us here late night on Sunday Night Kart. And thank you to Speed Gaming for letting us have this opportunity to be here with you tonight. And we are going to be seeing perhaps one of the most fun courses when it comes to variants now. Well, unless Moo Farm might be slightly more fun. But we are going to Yoshi Valley. That's the pick out of Rob here. And this course has a lot of things going for it in terms of variants. It has spinies that are on a cycle but they are not very clearly defined. It's not as clear as, like, say, the penguins. And also, timing is everything on this course, and those cycles can be a little weird to time out. There's also the danger of falling down into the valley, and Slim gets caught up on the fence right away. Rob jumping out to a big lead as Slim hits a spiny. Rob also hits a spiny, but he still has a big lead. And this hairpin jump that's coming up for Rob right now can cause players trouble. As well, is it a commentator's curse if it happens as I'm saying it? I say probably yes. Oh god, Rob was going for the... Rob started going for the new time trials strat. And I think forgot this is a one try. That shows the muscle memory. I don't even know, but oh my god, I don't know how Rob just stayed on that hairpin. Jesus Christ. But anyways, you know, basically this is a done deal for Rob as long as he doesn't fall off the track. That's the point that he's at. If he doesn't fall off the track, he wins. And you know, well, you know, also doesn't just stop in the middle for no reason. There you see Slim is going for the new strat because at this point he feels he has to. And let's see. Rob is going to take his first track victory in this set. It's a 136.63. And a 148.11 for Slim. Yeah, no, Slim had a very... His Yoshi Valley was unfortunately painful for him from the start. Got caught up in the fence at the very beginning on the first shroom. I know I've restarted many a run getting caught up like that. But yeah, it's really unfortunate when that happens in a one try. And Slim's going to take us to a little bit more variance, although the driving is still definitely a factor. And just for Rob, I'll say Frappe Snowland. And this course, I don't know if any of these players are going to go for the... There's a certain shortcut jump. I don't know if any of these players will go for this unless they have to. But yeah, the main shroom spot on this course goes over an area that is technically out of bounds. And if you go just a bit too far left, you'll get picked up by Lakitu. And it's coming up right here, so we'll see how these players handle it. Both players make it through. It looks like Rob with the slightly nicer path. Slim did get caught up on the snow on the other side, but no one going out of bounds, so that's what we like to see. But with that, the driving was apparently better for Slim everywhere else, so he picks up a 0.36 lead. Yeah, Slim's lead looking actually pretty sizable right now. But, unbelievable. That was unbelievable timing right there. Slim hits a snowman and ends up out of bounds. That's what I was talking about earlier. Slim hits another snowman. We are approaching Rob just don't fall off territory again. That both players, like, I could tell both players' angles was dangerously close to hitting a snowman. Rob was able to maneuver around. Slim was not so lucky. And Slim goes for that new shroom spot that was found. Does not get it, unfortunately. And that'll be point iMath. Oh, one tries absolutely bring out the best, Ben. You know, it's okay, Slim. I seem to recall there was a video out there talking about how difficult it was to get sub 2 minutes on Frappe. So I think you're fine. That being said, slowly but surely here, there's still work to be done, but Rob is trying to pull off the reverse sweep of sorts here. The Slim is saying it actually does look worse than his PAL time, which is, you know, that was just the unfortunate nature of that run for him. Yes, Sketchy Slim is on Japanese PAL. And iMath is going to be taking us to Mario Raceway. This is one of the shortest courses in the game. Not the shortest, but one of the shortest. And there's nothing too crazy in terms of variance here. The main issue is on the shroom spot. On the shroom spot, you can end up running into a wall, and there's some spots here going over grass that can be a little tricky. Oh, wait. What am I talking about variance? I forgot about the shroom cut right here. That Slim goes for. Rob does not go for. He takes it safe. Slim gets actually a beautiful shroom cut. And takes a big lead, but he does bonk on the shroom, so that takes away the entire advantage he just got from the shroom cut. So, well, I guess not the entire advantage. Rob is still down 0.2, and he does clip a wall there. Rob probably will have to consider going for a shroom cut at this point if he wants to stay in it, especially if Slim's going to hit it with this consistency. Granted, Rob's strategy here could just be, hey, if Slim wants to go for it, maybe he messes up one of them, and I take the win from that. As you can see, there's Slim gaining another 0.4, so basically, Rob either has to choose to go for shroom cut here, or he has to hope something happens to Slim on the shroom cut, and it does. And he loses his mushroom too, and this is going to be a win for iMath on one of the more interesting paths through the shroom cut I've ever seen. Usually I just see, look at that consistency, lap 1, lap 2 by Slim, by the way. Exact same time. And exact same lap 2 and lap 3 for Rob. What is going on here? That's insane. But I'm focusing on the less important things. Wait, I forget what the decimal was. And I can't see it from here. I'm going to hope that's right. That's 18. Dang it. Let me fix that. But the more important thing is Rob has bet this 3-0 set back to a 3-3 set. Again, Ben, this brings up the question, if I say it as it's happening, is it because of me? And now we have one of the more interesting one-try courses, because it's the only one that you 100% cannot play like you would in regular time trials. We are going to Bowser's Castle. And normally in time trials, you would have a distraction ghost, which distracts the thwomps that follow you in the kind of long hallway on this course. But there are no ghosts allowed in one-try league play. So you have to deal with these thwomps on your own. Usually requires driving around the outside. And yeah, the main issue on this course is these thwomp cycles, which it's also dependent on if you hit any of them. Rob's going inside. I didn't see actually which side Slim took. It looks like Slim does have an advantage right now. Is the Marty staff ghost allowed? Only in set 5. And right now it looks like Slim is going to break out to an early lead of 0.29. Not insurmountable, but certainly a significant advantage. Solid lap 1 from there. Both players get through the thwomp room again. But unfortunately, I kind of saw that timing coming. That was actually one of the more insane recoveries I've seen from a thwomp pit, with Rob doing the shroom into AB spin turn. But even with that, now Slim is in position. Not only does he have shroom advantage, he has significant time advantage. He's going to cross the line here, 38.82. Rob is at 41.18. That's almost a 2.3 second difference, and Rob is praying for a miracle. Wow. But Rob gets hit by a thwomp here. That's good. And he gets caught behind it. No way. Unbelievable. I don't have words to explain what I just witnessed there. I would like you to know that I am also recording this whole match, and that moment right there, that is getting a YouTube video of its own. That's already getting a YouTube video of its own. That was the most insane thwomp gameplay I have ever seen. I don't know who commentators cursed more. Let's see, so we got 2:03:06 and 2:14:17. I mean, I guess based on the times, commentators curse Rob more, but Rob gave that set a heck of a ride. My apologies. And in the end, Slim does come up on top. And so we are going into set 3. And with that, the track pools are reset. I think the end. You guys may disagree with me, but I would be willing to put up that lap 3 on Bowser's Castle as potentially the one-try moment of the year. Sketchy with the clip. as Rob says, they're throwing for content. And you know, I wouldn't have it any other way. Slim calling out Rob throwing for content, and I think we all know Slim's the one who started throwing first. Truth be told, I think the only thing he didn't throw was his controller. But But anyways, we have a slight delay getting into this third set as Slim needed a water break after that one. Controllers are too expensive to throw. That is a fair point. I've thrown a controller after a one-try match before, but, you know. Oh yeah, we need maximum content. And the beautiful thing about this, there is nothing on Speed Gaming after us. We're not holding anything up. So... Slim says his wife gave him the side eye for shouting no after the thwomp hit. Wow. You know, that's the thing about getting married. You know, you lose your ability to emotionally react. Also, the guy isn't allowed to say no. But anyways, yeah, no. Rob, we have a quote from Rob, living on my own, I can scream whenever I want. You know, I'm kind of scared what that implies. But anyways, we're back to the cart, and it is Rob's pick to start set 3, and he's taking us back to the farm. And all I can hope for is maximum mole hits. So let's see. Last time we had 0 mole hits, and Slim had a pretty comfortable lead going into lap 3, but Rob pulled out a 24.88 on lap 3 and made up a 0.3 deficit. And also, I'm getting told to shut up by both of the players, so maybe I should consider that. But you know, that would almost make too much sense. And actually a slightly more risky shroom there by Slim, but the better overall lap out of Rob gives him a 0.4 advantage early. Getting a little caught up on the MTs there, but still I think maintaining this lead. Both players going pretty safe on shroom number 2. Rob loses about 0.2, or 0.02, my bad. So basically nothing, still 0.4 ahead, but a little bit of that section there might have cost him some time. Slim goes for a really risky shroom on lap 3, and I think that actually lost him time, and that's going to cost him the race, actually. But he probably had to go for it at that point, so you can't fault him for it. So 115.95 versus a 115.18. And even though Slim took the last set, it's now important to note that Rob has won 4 out of the last 5 tracks, so he is perhaps getting on a little bit of a roll. The pick is going back to Slim. And we are going back to the snowland of Frappe. I know this is not a McDonald's, but apparently that's where we're going. Besides, if this was a McDonald's, I know it's not the same, but it's not like the ice cream machine would work. I don't really know where I'm going with this. But anyways, we're back to the snowland where Slim did not have a very fun time last time. Getting caught very heavily by snowmen and out of bounds, and you know, basically everything that a car would actually look like driving on snow like this. Both players with a fairly conservative shroom there. And this is looking fairly even if these are synced. Looks like Slim does have a slight lead there, 0.14 after the first lap. Yeah, I want to say last time Slim was having the significantly, or was having better driving. It's just a matter of how everything else goes here. Some more safer shrooms, but it looks like Slim got out of it a little better. And it looks like this lead is growing a little bit for him. Yeah, this is definitely more than 0.14 now. That was a really insane lap. He gains 0.7 there. He's almost a second ahead here. So, and he looks to take this shroom very conservatively. Rob takes it more aggressively, gets hung up there trying to MT though. He made up some time, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for him. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, Slim's going to have the advantage, Rob with the bonk, and that secures it. It was a valiant effort on lap 3, but was not quite enough. And Slim takes it by 0.7. And that was the kind of frappe snowland that Slim wanted to have the first time. You can see he appears fairly comfortable on it. I think he just got a couple bad breaks the last time through. And, you know, that's definitely sub 2. And basically verbalizing his intent to throw the rest of the match, Slim says, now I can lose the rest and be okay with it. So, Rob says, works for me. I mean, true. I'll wait and see how these guys are going to yell at me for my commentary. And Rob's taking us back to Wario Stadium. Now, remember last time in set 1... Oh, wait. Yeah, last time on this course, Slim was looking pretty comfortable on laps 1 and 2. And then Rob broke out with a pretty insane lap 3. And that was the difference in the race. And honestly, well, that was the thing. Rob actually had a very early tumble in lap 1, so the fact that he was able to make up all that ground was pretty phenomenal. And as we get off now, both of these players probably a little more warmed up, loosened up on their control sticks and all that good stuff, so I think we'll probably start to see maybe some hopefully better driving, faster MTs, all that good stuff. Not that the driving hasn't already been impressive so far, but at the same time, this is also the stage where some nerves might start to kick in. So, and especially on a long track like Wario Stadium, that shows. So let's see how these guys will handle the pressure. I spent decent amounts of time talking to both of them, and they're both pretty cool and collected under pressure. So, and after lap 1, we come around and we have about a 0.6 second lead for iMath. Both players drove it fairly cleanly, but it looks like the lines out of Rob just have been just that bit better to give him the early advantage. But this track is a marathon, not a sprint. And you have to find a way to be able to nail 3 laps of this length, which is no simple task. But right now, I gotta say, these guys have both been making this game look a lot more simple than it really is. They've been on their A game today. I don't know if it's just being under the bright lights on Sunday night here in the broadcast live here from the TMP Kart Training Center. But they have both come to play. And the players just about even there on lap 2, but Rob had that big advantage after lap 1. Yeah, these guys, this driving has been pretty insane. They, you know, I almost just have to sit back, be quiet, be amazed at this, because this is very consistent stuff out of these guys, and this is the kind of stuff I just point out, like at the top, like I know this is like a 3 versus 6 matchup. I know Rob came into this match 1-5, and I know everything about that, but these guys are both very tough competitors, and unfortunately there, it looks like Slim hit a little bit of a slowdown around one of these last couple turns, and that's going to give an even bigger advantage to Rob, and he looks to be pulling away, and he looks ready to take this one, and he will. It's a 342.67 against Slim's 343.90. But don't let that differential fool you for a second, because I know you guys were all here. And they were neck and neck. Well, they were both fighting back and forth. This was anyone's course right up until probably the second to last turn. But Rob does pull away. He gets that 2-1 track lead and still has pick advantage at this point. And Slim is taking us to probably the most one of the most optimized courses in the game, and most played courses in the game, Luigi Raceway. It's your first course of the game, your introduction to how the game works. Pretty flat, lots of driving. Strictly comes down to your MT ability and lines. And especially even on like the rankings charts, the smallest difference in time can cut large. Like, I want to say there are spots on the charts where if you're going a fast lap on this course, if you cut 0.04 seconds, it can shave 30 ranks or something like that. That's how played and optimized this course is. We'll have to see what shroom strategy these players got. They look like, yes, they both go for that little technique where they hit that first shroom and they look to bounce off the wall. Rob with a 0.31 advantage. They both bounce off that wall for that mystery boost, which, thanks to a recent knowledge from Force and Weatherton, it's not a mystery to what causes it anymore, but means most likely what we'll see here, we'll most likely see both of these players use 2 shrooms on this lap. Rob gets kind of an unfortunate angle into that shroom, so it's probably not as clean. And so Slim does gain about 15 hundredths of a second, and that makes the gap about 15 hundredths of a second. Rob getting caught up in some sand here on this first turn. So that looks like that gives Slim a little bit more time gain, and this is going to be right down to the wire. No shrooms left, so this is all about the driving, folks. Who is going to make this last turn cleaner? And it is Slim coming with it. He had a much cleaner lap 3, as it turns out. And takes it by 0.17, which, funny enough, that kind of feels like a large margin on Luigi Raceway with the way this course is. And I just like to point out, like, the fact that these guys just casually pulled out sub 140s even on this course in a one try, you know, no prior playing of it, you know, that is pretty ridiculous. I like this stat here. Ben pointing out that from the previous course, Rob's 342.67 on Wario Stadium as a one try would rank 101st on the time trial charts. Just to put in perspective where these are, and there are probably how many people we got on the charts now? 1,400, 1,500, something like that. Yeah, Rob had an insane lap 1 here on LR. There were just a couple minor time losses on lap 2 and 3 that allowed Slim to pull ahead in the end. Yeah, we're having an extended chat about hitting that mystery boost on lap 1. Rob is very hyped about it. So we are still waiting on the return track pick from iMath. We'll to see where he's going to take us. And we're going back to the valley. Or, well, if we're being honest, last time, Slim was the only one in the valley. The rest of us were above the valley. But, I mean, if you want to go into the valley, you're more than welcome to. Now, I know I could scare some people, some friends of mine, and say, you know, this is a good time to talk about some of my Yoshi Valley lore, but I will not do that this time. I will spare them. Because I have beautiful imaginary stories about the lore of Yoshi Valley. But anyways, we're into the race. And I just saw Rob going for one of the new strats there on the opening boost. Props for that. Wow, that was a pretty insane fence clip there on the jump as well, but Slim is right there neck and neck with him. Both of these players starting off very hot. Slim going for the new strat. Impressive. And was rewarded. That's a 0.6, 0.7 lead. He hits the new strat. I did not expect to be seeing that in one tries. But you know, that can pay off. Is he going to go for it again? It looks like he will. And it looks like he got it. So wait, maybe I think. Wait, I think I missed the times. Did Rob game point 1? I think. I feel like Rob is pulling ahead here if these are synced. properly by me. And the victory does go Rob's way. That lap 1 was pretty ridiculous out of Slim, but Rob still pulled through in the end. He made a big comeback on laps. He made a little bit of a comeback on lap 2, and then he made, shall I say, a nice comeback on lap 3. So and with that, now we have a 3-2 track lead for Rob here in set 3. And it is Slim's pick. Wait, and that looked like, I don't know the strats well enough. It looked like Rob was going for some kind of new strats. That was just an angle correction on lap 1 on the shroom. That was my mistake. But in any case, Slim has chosen Banshee Boardwalk. We're not going to see any jokers just yet. This is still just a regular 3-lap run of Banshee. Which I'm going to draw some critique from Sketchy for calling it Banshee, aren't I? I actually... I'm not going to try to pronounce things because I don't remember the spelling off the top of my head, so I don't remember how it's said, but you know. Hudoro Lake. There we go. And, well, see, I meant, see, Slim, maybe, or, excuse me, Slim. Sketchy, that's why I didn't want to mention the lake, because things like that happen, and so yeah, as you guys saw there, as I was too busy trying to pronounce Japanese translations, Slim ended up in the lake, and so we are already in Rob don't fall off territory, which, you know, I didn't think was going to be such a common theme in this matchup, but Rob's still driving decently aggressively. Slim obviously just has to hope for Rob to forget what color the track is. And is running out of places for that to actually happen, so although it's still a possibility, so don't rule anything out. We have a wall bonk there out of Rob and a wall bonk on the shroom from Slim. And a pretty easy victory once the waterfall did happen. And that is going to give set number 3 to iMath. He has the 2-1 set lead here. 154.67 to 147.78. And so I'd have to say this match so far, I think it's provided us with everything we could have wanted to get out of this so far. I mean, quite frankly, I cannot. This has been really fun to watch, and I hope it has been fun for you guys to watch. My apologies, Forrest. You're right. You know, I just got a message in from Slim. Yeah, yes, he found out that ghosts are spooky, and he accidentally jumped into the water to avoid one of them. But anyways, I'm not buying that story because he's taking us to Bowser's Castle, which is a fairly equally spooky course. I mean, there's lava and fire, which are probably more deadly than ghosts. And well, there's also thwomps. Those would also be pretty deadly. And there's Marty. You know, I think if we have another battle like the last one was with all the thwomp hits, how many thwomp hits do we need to unlock Marty? How many do you think? $317. That's probably right. Ashley, were you here for the last Bowser's Castle run? Alright, so Rob had a definitive thwomp hit. Do we count Slim's as a hit? That is a second thwomp hit for Rob alone. Do we count Slim's as a hit? In any case, he's out to a pretty early and pretty large advantage here. And it did look like he did have a bit of a rough shroom there, though. But Rob's going to run into the trouble of, dear Lord, what thwomp cycles am I getting myself into? But he maneuvers his way through this time. I've not really even been analyzing splits because with the gap we're seeing here, it doesn't matter unless we get a large mistake on Slim's side of the screen. Slim gets through the first swamp room. He gets past the sliding thwomp, so he is clear of all thwomps. Rob is now too. The only threat now is lava. Which it appears, although Rob has done what he could to stop the bleeding, it was not enough. There was just too much of a lead from Slim there. Still takes it by a little over 2 seconds. And Slim starts this set off the way he started off set 2. With a dub. He has the dub, he has track pick advantage. That was a large lap. Rob did gain a second on lap 3, all things considered. The problem is when you're down by 3 seconds. Oh, I didn't even catch the lap 2 split. He gained a second on lap 2 as well. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Nearly 3 seconds difference. Rob had 2 thwomp hits, so... Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. Slim knew where he was time-wise, so clearly he was driving more conservatively for that reason. I don't mean to say that. I'm not trying to say that's Slim's normal driving speed. But anyways, we are going back to the land of the penguins. We have FTG in play. Not FPG, he doesn't play until at least 2050. But FTG is in play. And if you don't know what FTG means, well, we're going to keep it that way. Take the penguin and throw it off the cliff? I think, I think you're onto something there. But let's see how these guys take it this time. Both players go decently aggressive on the crack jump there. They hit him. And yeah, last time we know Rob's attempt was derailed by an Angie Pangy. That time, Rob does get a little clip inside the cave, but it is not a large loss. And even with it, he is still ahead after lap 1. He has a 0.14 advantage. It's crazy how calm this course can look when there's no immediate danger. Both players have a pretty solid shroom there. They're on a pretty good cycle there where there are no penguins in your way. Rob scared me there with the wideness, the angle of that MT. But he gets through, and he wakes up with another nearly 0.4, 0.5 to his name. So he's probably, like I said, about 0.5, 0.6 ahead, but he gets a penguin hit. He shrooms into the penguin on top of it. Slim bonks the wall in the cave, but that is not going to be the same amount of time difference here. Slim is good as long as he doesn't fall into the water. And I'm kind of disappointed that no player goes for the swag finish, unfortunately. But Rob had the big lap too, but Slim kept up with the consistency and avoided all the penguins. And so he jumps out to a 2-0 lead here. Accidental shortcuts. 139.55 to 141.84 is the differential here. Slim coming out strong here in set 4, knowing that he has to make a statement here because his playoff life very well could be on the line, or well, is on the line. If he doesn't win this set, his dream to win the division is gone. The same is true for iMath. So both of these players fighting because they know that, either one of them could be on their last legs at any minute here. And Slim is taking us back. He kind of decided, yeah, driving on ice is cool and all. Like, actually, literally, it's too cold. Let's go back to, like, the beach or something. So, we're headed back to Koopa Troopa Beach, where last time we saw Rob had an insane lap too, but ended up with a crab hit at the end of it. So I think both players are feeling like pretty okay about this course. So let's see if it continues. And let's see, we did not have any ramp jump fails last time. Let's see if those become a factor. Rob with the better line through that first turn there. There was a little cave clip by Slim. And a pretty insane lap one out of Rob there. He picks up an early 0.3 advantage. Or wait, 0.4 advantage. 0.4. Because 6 minus 2 is not 3. Is missing a couple MTs here. That is giving Slim some opportunity to pick some of this time back up. But unfortunately, this time it is Slim that has a date with the crabs. And he loses another 0.7. He is now about 1.3 seconds down. And he is drawing to a Rob tunnel miss. Which, that jump actually looks a little scary. Slim, I think, I didn't see there if he went for the ramp MT or not, but I could see it. And 1:22.34 is a very, very strong time for one try purposes. And Rob is not content to just take a set off here. And if you know anything about him, you know that would never be the case. So a very convincing win on KTB for iMath. And the set is now 2-1. I know, Rob. It is sad. The crab did cheat on Rob. It's okay, Rob. I would never cheat on you, despite the fact that I have to have unbiased commentary here. But anyways, the previous comment was made for meme purposes only. And we have Rob taking us to Royal Raceway. What is it in the Japanese version? Peach Circuit?
Okay.
Yo, we got a good luck in the chat from Dan. Thank you, thank you. These competitors have been putting on quite the match for us so far. This one try has had everything could have asked for. Oh yeah, that's right. Little known fact, guys. Well, maybe I think now is an appropriate time to remind everyone that once again, this match is brought to you by Daniel Burbank Furniture Company. This couch slaps. But anyways, we are coming out ahead. We have a pretty substantial lead for Rob here early on. Although Rob does get a little bit of a grass cut there, so he does still come out with a 0.42 advantage, but did lose a little bit right there at the end. Although Rob once again on that hairpin does get a cleaner jump than Slim came out with. Just getting back to some good old-fashioned driving here. And Slim bonks the wall in the shroom. That is going to hurt. That is going to cause some pain. we might be put into a situation where Slim is attempting a lap 3 hill jump again. Or will we even see him go for it on lap 2? Okay, he will not do it on lap 2. That'd be a little ambitious, I think. So Rob picks up another 0.4. He is now just under a second ahead. Oh yeah, we're... How do you think Forrest finds strats? Really solid shroom there out of Rob. We played it dangerously close to the wall, actually, but seems to be in position to run away with this one now and ideally even up the set. Slim does not go for the hill jump this time. We have a pretty nutty to solidly improving laps for Rob all the way through. Same thing for Slim. But unfortunately, for him, the improvements on Rob's side were just that bit faster. And Rob takes the track to even up the set. And now, Slim's in a bit of an interesting situation here. He has to ask himself where... He does have track pick advantage here. He has 2 of the next 3. But it is a tie set. And we are going back to Choco Stupid Mountain.
Okay.
Now, if you guys recall, the last time we were here, we actually had competing shroom strats. We had Rob with the 021, which I believe is the more traditional, and Slim went for the 012, which, I mean, all the shrooms are used at the same spot, so it's essentially the same thing. And both players had big laps on, or very nice laps on their 2 shroom laps, but Slim's was just that little bit faster, and that netted him to win last time. So let's see how it plays out here. It looks like Slim got a little bit caught up in the hill there. Early advantage goes to Rob. But Rob does do a little Kart dance there. Couldn't quite make out what dance it was. Maybe the salsa. But this time it looks like both players will get the good hills, and advantage does come out to iMath with a 0.26 advantage. I don't think Rob could quite get the MT out of that shroom. Looks like we're going to see the same shroom strat usage here. And again, it doesn't change much in this case. It's more time for a reason, but right there we get a 0.3 gain from Slim, and that is substantial because that was Rob's 2 shroom lap versus a Slim 1 shroom lap. Or actually, I didn't quite catch what happened there, but anyways, it does turn out to a Slim victory. Oh, I feel terrible. I miss the comments to sing. This is the I don't get the chat in. I can't view the chat in OBS. I had to have it open here on my phone, and it's sitting sideways. I'm sorry, guys. I would have. But in any case, Slim takes the 3-2 lead here. Although, wait, I would have to come up with a censored Choco Mountain. That's right, Choco Super Mountain. I'd have to censor it. Which is a shame, because, you know, it doesn't get the full emotion. Yeah, I'm struggling over here. It's okay. Read this. I have read that. And now I am waiting to read what track we're going to next. Wonder if there's any chance, with it being 3-2 in... Is there any chance Rob would pull out a cheeky shortcut joker here? The thing is, Slim still does have a pick after, so I don't know that it would be the place. It might be more beneficial to, like, say, save it, because if you have to go to another set, then you're having the track pick advantage. But, you know, I'm not the one who can properly guess the thoughts running through that guy's head sometimes, so... He says, none of these picks are good. We are getting kind of low on the track pool here, aren't we? Here in set 4. What remains in the pool? Oh, okay, we got the pick. And so we are going to be headed somewhere a little warmer. We're going to be headed out to Calamari Desert. It's the first time we've seen it here today. And I think it's actually a pretty solid pick out of Rob, because it's like the perfect amount of... It's a track that has the perfect amount of driving skill as well as that little bit of variance to mess with said driving skill. Because you have an oval-shaped train track around this course. The trains cycle around, and sometimes they get in your way. And depending, we'll have to see which. This is one of the most variable shroom strat tracks out there, based on your timing with these trains. Couldn't really tell what. Looks like Rob is going with. Both players are going to be going with 2 shrooms lap 1 here. I think Rob got the slightly better opening shroom. I know neither of them were ideal. But let's see what splits we're looking at. So Slim with a 0.16 advantage. Both players are going to make it in front of this train okay with just the 2 shrooms used. So now the next train to look for. And Rob is going to use his 3rd shroom before lap 3. He's thinking apparently he had a chance of not making it in front of the 2nd train on lap 3, so he just decides to use his 3rd shroom now to guarantee it. So he does make a decent time gain there. He's going to have to hold that drift a little longer to make sure he gets around the 1st train. So obviously he'll have no trouble getting around this, and now it comes down to how much time is Slim going to save with his shroom. This is going to come down to the wire, it seems. And I think my sync had it looking a little closer than it was, but Rob takes this one by about half a second here. And we have made it to track 7. And yeah, I did not have to donate couches. Thank God. Or I did not have to receive couches. You know, we don't need that many couches in the DMP Kart Training Center, actually. As a matter of fact, 2 couches was just fine for Ohio meet, so... Yeah, Dan couch donations. Oh no! Oh no! Hey guys, so I have to personally announce this. Slim has picked Ashley's favorite track to watch in one tries. And so match point.
Okay.
It's called a road. It's called a rainbow road. It is a road where you go.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ashley. Did you think I was being serious? I'm so sorry.
Okay.
That was evil. That was evil. But thankfully, we are... Thankfully, we are on NTSC, so we're only here for 5 minutes instead of 6. Ashley, I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. And this is going to be a long time. We see Rob comes out ahead there. He gets the sticking to the track on that opening hill is faster than when you end up kind of flying through the air. The main things we'll have to worry about here is just, you know, just the subtle differences in driving throughout this track, as well as the positions of those deadly chomps that are traversing the track. And can these things ever not happen right as I'm talking about them? Okay, to be fair, I guess they're not deadly because you're still able to drive a kart. But they're deadly to your ego, I guess. But, you know, the funny thing about Rainbow Road in one tries is, like, yeah, Rob's going to be in a rough spot because not only is he behind from hitting that chomp, he had to use a shroom to get out of it, and there's also the fact that the chomps are going to be about 2 seconds ahead of where they normally are, so the cycles are going to be a little bit different than what you're used to on a normal time trial pace. And couple that with the fact that Slim, with the stream on, knows that you hit one. So that's going to make it tough. And Rob also does not get the tran there. But all those factors considered, even though Slim will be driving safer, sometimes those chomps can just sneak up on you if you just forget one of them. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Did that really just happen? They both hit one at the same time. Oh god. What should I say next? That one of them will randomly spawn in with the feather item. Should I say that one next? Yeah, no. I was gonna say, no, Rob has been making up time. Dan has a point here. Rob has been driving this better, I think. And now they're both in a position where these chomps are going to be God knows where. And going in God knows which direction. Neither of them are comfortable with playing at the chomps. Okay, I should just stop talking. There was a shroom advantage at play as well. Wait, I'd like to, oh my. Wow. That is... Okay, I think we're going to have to call that a gentleman's no contest. Because... No, it was not a rage quit. His N64 just went off, not by any action of his own. But Rob also paused, which makes this a no contest. So I don't... Yeah. There's not actually an official rule in the rules for this sort of thing, but I think... Yeah, I think the appropriate call here is no one gets a point. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know what the ruling is here. See, Rob's volunteering to give him the point. I don't know what to rule here. I haven't had this happen. I don't think... Yeah, I don't think I can rule to just give... No, I think I have to rule that as a no point. Well, normally, yeah, normal DNF, usually only one person DNFs, and that means the other person automatically wins. But if both people DNF... No, because iMath pausing invalidates the run. So I think is the redo the call we're going with. Sketchy based answer. Let's make sure. I need to get an official okay from Slim. So, with that all being settled, I know Slim's also going to say something in chat here, but with everything that happened, the ruling that has been made and discussed between the players is we were thinking about what Ashley would like best, and we thought that the best way to resolve this issue would be to redo Rainbow Road in all of its glory. So, we are here for another 5 minutes, and we are going to hope that all N64s function properly.
Okay.
Except play as Bowser and Wario. That would be sick. Okay. I have been instructed I am not allowed to talk about chomps. Slim and Rob will appreciate that. I will not say the word chomp. I will not say it. I will not say it. So anything that happens can't be put on me with chomps. Okay? Hey, come on. You know I don't read chat. Agreed. Agreed, Sketchy. Okay, okay. Sketchy, or Slim had to zoom out there real quick. Rob once again gets the opening tran. Slim does not. Slim the real MVP there for adjusting his in-game music mid-race so that doesn't mess with the audio. Near miss with an obstacle there for iMath. Does not quite get the MT. So far, this attempt looking a little better for these players than perhaps the first time around. Starters, both N64s, are still working. We're coming up to the first shroom spot here. Both players get pretty decent shroom, but Rob's is a little bit cleaner. Despite being 30 seconds of track left nearly, there's only 2 turns left on this lap. Got everyone's favorite little uphill, long left turn section. That totally doesn't make you ever miss MTs ever. Both players successfully avoid the zero-legged K9. And Rob is ahead by 0.11. I will say some of these guys are all bark and no bite. Rob gets a little caught up on the wall there. He's going to use a shroom to recover. So Slim now has shroom advantage. Which honestly on Rainbow Road might not be the worst thing because the shroom spots are kinda interesting here anyways. But it does look like Slim is ever so slightly ahead and does still have his shroom to use. And, you know, I'm going to take this time to point out the fact that as no one gets eaten there, I'd like to point out that while some of them look skinny, some of them look more fat, the Mario Kart 64 characters, they're like middle and lower body strength. And we are now basically even in splits. Their middle and lower body strength has to be insane. Because I don't know about you, but if I was sitting in a go-kart, there is no way I could make the entire cart hop off the ground. Do you know how much strength that would take? Slim has already gotten to a point where his ghost will not save. For those that don't know, ghosts in this game won't save when a certain, like, it can only save so many inputs before they run out of space. And so Rainbow Road is one of those courses where usually you can't even save a 3-lap ghost because too many inputs. You don't usually see it pop up that early. And now I think is the part where I just need to be quiet. That was a tight window there for Slim. We'll just let their driving do the talking because this is close. This is one of the closer Rainbow Road matches I've ever seen. But it is the end of the day with an insane lap 3 yet again, a sub 140. Rob takes down the point, the set, and the match. So a large congratulations to iMath as the victor in tonight's match. Let me officially mark him on the scoreboard here real quickly. And it was such a treat. We got to see the last course twice. But that might be one of the best matches I've ever seen, and I've seen now 3 years of this league, and this was a blast. If we take a look over here at the bracket real quick, I don't have the graphic to actually update it, but with iMath advancing out of the quarterfinals, he will be moving on to face the #1 seed Max, who is on a bye. But he'll be playing Max in the semifinals, and we will also be seeing 5 seed Ashley taking on Gianni. And, you know, quite honestly, I couldn't care less who won Sunday Night Football because everyone knows Sunday Night Kart is where it's at. But anyways, let's see if anybody wants to do any post-game interviews, because those are always fun. I'm gonna take the streams down real quick. Let me get that ready. Okay. looks like we're going to get both of them in here, which is a pleasant surprise. Well, not a surprise, but it's pleasant nonetheless. But yeah, we will get to.
Hello. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you both. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think you guys are both coming through here. I'm gonna turn your volumes up a little bit though. Granted, I have to balance this. It's really challenging to balance this because I only have one working ear in this headset, and so it's harder to tell how loud the volume is to you. Okay, yeah, that's a little. I'll turn this down a little bit. All right, Slim? Can I hear you say something really quick?
Yeah, I'm saying something really
Okay.
quick.
All right. I think we're good on balance. Okay. So, guys, that match was just really fun to watch, and I hope it was as fun for you guys to play as it was to watch.
It was.
Nerve-wracking game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. But let's see. Obviously, first of all, Rob, congrats to you. Congrats moving on. You'll be facing Max here next round. Do you have any initial thoughts on that match?
Oh wait. By that match, do you mean like this one or the Max one?
Just today's match or tonight's match.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you, Carson, and GG's to Slim. Okay. Wait. How many tracks did we play? Because this set and the last set went to the final track. I forget what happened in the first.
First one went 6, I think.
Okay, so
it might have been 6, 6, 7, 7. I can't remember what, or maybe it was 3 7s and a 6. I can't. Forrest has
a lot of matches.
Yeah, Forrest has 4 3 3 4 4 2 4 3. I think he's right.
Whoa, that was really close. We were like a good matchup. We played that many tracks.
Oh,
wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember on that Rainbow Road after the first one, I was like, okay, no hitting chomps. Every time I saw a chomp, I held the drift and went as wide as possible just so I could see where it was going. Last time I tried to look where it was going and I couldn't actually tell. I was like, God dang it. And so
I noticed that. That was funny.
Yeah, and so there are some chomps that were going way on the outside, and I went way wide and barely went outside them, even though I could have just gone on the inside and been faster and much safer. But that's too much to remember the actual cycles.
That's Rainbow Road for you, honestly. What about you, Slim? Initial thoughts? Anything you got on your mind after this?
It was a good match. I'm glad I played iMath on NTSC. I didn't want to play him on PAL because I don't like those cross version matches. Even though he's the stronger NTSC player than I am. So it was like I knew I would be giving myself a little bit of a disadvantage. But when we played in the regular season, it went really well for me. So I was like, okay, I'll do it again. I'll play NTSC, but it ended up costing me because a lot of the driving tracks, iMath was, just playing really, really well. So maybe I could have done that, played that differently, but I don't regret it at all.
Yeah, I got you. I was actually honestly surprised because I know Rob has had a lot of focus recently on other kart games, and I noticed a couple of your recent PRs, Slim, have been on NTSC. I could tell you were warming it up, and I mean, I know you say Rob is the better NTSC player, but I mean, from my perspective tonight, I saw pretty much an equal matchup, and I'm really happy for both of you guys. Played really, really well.
Agreed.
And you should both be proud of that. Seriously.
Thanks, Carson.
Earlier today, before the match, it started tapering off a little when, oh no, it just wasn't in the zone as much. I mean, not that I wasn't in the zone, but like earlier, I had a run on Moo Farm. I was playing Moo Farm, and I had to run those like 24-3 and then 24-3 again, and then I hit a mole lap 3. But like, what the
Oh, wow.
like? So like, I was warming up and like yeah, like stuff like that. I was like, what the heck?
Mhm.
I am playing really well.
Now,
And I remember when we started on Toads, the MTs just felt really good. Like and they were really consistent. Like that Toads was fairly close to my PR. Yeah, it was like within half a second, I think, which for
yeah,
Toads was like, whoa.
I will say your guys' Toads, you guys were both on it. Like that was pretty good. Now I do have something that was brought up in the chat, and I think it was something that had to come up eventually because it was the highlight of the match or the low light, depending on how you look at it. But we have to talk about the first run of Bowser's Castle because that was probably the most emotional swinging in about 15 seconds that I have ever seen. What went on there? What was going through your guys' minds throughout all of that?
I was just hitting thwomps. That's all I thought. I was like, oh crap, I see where my drift is going and there's a thwomp in its future.
I actually like I felt pretty good right up until lap 3. I was like, okay, I'm ahead. I'm playing solid. I know what I'm doing on Bowser's Castle, even on NTSC, because of all of my like 6,000 BCSC attempts. So,
Right.
but but using a distraction ghost, and I was like, okay, I just got to play it safe on lap 3. So I tried to stay inside, but I didn't go far enough inside, and
Yeah.
I got smushed. So I got
Oh,
like
right,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I got the worst way you could get hit. Getting smushed and
Uh-huh.
then turning into the paper, which costs like I don't know 8 seconds. So I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
over. And
Well,
then I looked over at the thing, and I was like, oh, it's not over.
yeah, wait.
You hit like 5 thwomps. So I was
But
like, okay.
before lap 3, Rob, how many had you hit before lap 3? Was it 1 or 2?
I think that one, it was actually just the one.
Yeah. So cuz I was like Rob hit 1 and he was obviously at a deficit, and going into lap 3 I remember I was even saying it's like basically Rob's driving well, but at this point Slim's pretty far ahead and Rob's hoping for a miracle, and as soon as I finished the word miracle
Oh my god, I
was
remember that now.
Slim getting smushed, and I just kind of stopped for a second. It's like, oh, Rob's gonna pull out ahead here, and then he bounced off the second sliding thwomp. I'm like, okay. I mean, that sucks, but like the smush is still gonna cost too much time. And then the thwomp just did not get out of your way.
Yeah, I remember I hit that thwomp and I was like, "Oh, I got a pretty big bounce back. I hope the thwomp oh yeah, there we go." And then I just kept hitting it as like, "Well, it's over." And then I hear Slim get smushed and I was like, "Oh, well, it's still over."
Somehow,
Yeah.
I managed to not
Oh,
get swept, I guess.
yeah, that's because that was the run where Rob, you also had the AB spin shroom recovery off the
Yeah, on
thwomp.
that
That
first
was
thwomp. I
that
was
was
feeling pretty good there. I wasn't sure it was the right move because then like the shroom cut through the grass saves a good bit.
uh-huh.
But I did it and it looked really cool.
That was yeah. No, I love that. But Tracy, we don't have anything else going on in the chat here, I don't think. Any final thoughts from either of you guys?
I'll go first. You're moving on. Go kick MF's ass.
Hey, now we're
Oh.
on speed gaming.
Go kick his backside.
There you go.
On it. Will do. I'm gonna bribe whoever. Carson, can I bribe you to get like extra shortcut jokers, or who do I bribe for that?
If you can acquire me a good deal on some of Dan's couches, then maybe I can see what I can
He
do.
offered you 1,000 for free.
Yeah, but that's only 1,000. I know you can do better.
Oh, okay. Dan,
Just-
Dan, we gotta
Just
work
need
things
someone to
out.
say chomp a few times on Rainbow Road. I resorted to calling them what did I say? The obstacle, the zero-legged canine.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
Uh,
didn't even realize that's why you were doing it, to avoid saying chomp.
yeah, no, I told
That
people
makes
I wouldn't say it, or because people said if I said it, it had to be another redo.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
could have used some of that help there, Carson.
Well, the problem is for the vast majority of this match, if I ever said anything, it was jinxing you more so than Rob. So I felt like I was saving you more so.
I appreciate that. We tried our best.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I'll get you to say. Oh, and when I play against Max, he'll be on PAL. So
Yeah.
you just need to say chomp when he's about to hit a chomp.
Oh, right. You guys, hopefully, if you guys are on the same cycle, something's going wrong for you, Rob.
Or how about we just conveniently forget to convert the times and I just
Ooh,
win every
we
time.
got a good one in the chat. The metallic bow wows. There you go. That's good.
That
Oh
is a
yeah,
good
the
one.
metallic bow wows.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good one there.
Yeah, if we just conveniently forget to convert the times when I play Max, easy wins.
Dude, that's a sweep.
I gotta lend you my console.
Ooh, I
No,
I
no,
have a
Rob, just play your match at Ohio Meet too.
true. Let me just find buses.
Now I'll come pick you up.
Easy. Oh wait, yeah, true.
Forrest with the Ohio Meet. Yeah, get all the Ohio Meets in the chat, everybody. Let's see them.
Or wait.
Or wait.
There we go. All right, but anyways, it's probably good enough time to start wrapping up here. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a pleasure to have you both. And
Thank you so much for commentating. You were really
oh,
good.
Yeah,
no
thanks.
problem. I got you
Appreciate
guys
that.
anytime. Love you
And
both.
appreciate
Oh.
the match, iMath.
Yeah. GG's
GG, bro.
Slim.
Yep. But hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and we'll see where the next rounds take us.
Indeed.
But yeah.
Good.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out. Yeah.
See ya.
All right, and with them gone, I just want to give you guys I want to thank Speed Gaming for allowing us to be here tonight. It was quite a great experience, honestly. And with that, I want to wish everyone here a great night. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And I hope to see you all again soon. Love you all. Good night.